Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim Kelly. This is The Real Sports Talk. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST and like The Real Sports Talk at Facebook.com/The Real Sports Talk. Lance Armstrong, and I know I've never really covered cycling, but Lance Armstrong is someone that goes beyond just the sport of cycling for numerous different reasons. Reportedly admitted to doping in an interview today with Oprah that will air on Thursday. And it's not something, I guess, that's necessarily surprising, but I think it's a good time to take a look back at what the legacy is now of Lance Armstrong, because it's certainly not a sport in cycling that gets a ton of publicity, and Lance Armstrong for quite a while put it on the map, not only because of his story. We all know that he had like a 5% chance to live, and he battled back from testicular cancer. That part, in and of itself, that's incredible. But then to just display the pure dominance that Lance Armstrong had, winning 7 straight Tour de France's, coming back a few years after retirement and finishing 2nd or 3rd, he really is the greatest cyclist ever. That being said, I think it comes down to, now that he's admitted doping, and to be realistic about this, I don't think that it is anything that surprised anyone. I think if you were a realistic fan, whether you're a fan of Lance Armstrong or just an observer, which is pretty much where I was, you had a pretty good idea with all the reports that came out that Lance Armstrong had done something that was cheating. You didn't know exactly what it was, and we might not ever know exactly what Lance Armstrong did, but we knew that he did something that was considered cheating, and that's why all the reports were coming out. He denied it for years, and really, it's a sad story, because you talk about the dominance of Lance Armstrong, that part's cool, but you know what the most amazing thing about Lance Armstrong is? All the people that he inspired. All the people that he inspired with his battle back from cancer, that part alone. All the people that he inspired with his battle back from cancer, and then just to be able to compete in a sport that takes the type of conditioning that cycling was, and to do so much for cancer with the Livestrong charity. I mean, everyone for a while, back in about 2005, everyone was wearing those Livestrong bracelets. If you didn't have a Livestrong bracelet, you weren't cool. That was basically something that I remember from around that time period, and it's kind of sad looking back, because Lance Armstrong was like Michael Phelps, he was like Usain Bolt. Even if you didn't necessarily care about the sport that they were involved in, you tuned in, or at least followed the greatness that was Lance Armstrong. And it's sad, it really is, to see it come to this, where he denies it for so many years, and now he confesses it in an interview with Oprah that will air Thursday, and apparently it was, according to Oprah, who tweeted this earlier, it was a 2.5-hour interview. So after denying everything for a few years, it sounds like he will ultimately, we'll find out on Thursday, but it sounds like he will confess to it. And the saddest part about this whole story is that Lance Armstrong apparently stopped by the Livestrong Foundation and apologized to everyone. He founded the foundation. I think he's since stepped down, because I think basically it was a matter of time. He's being stripped of all these titles. He's getting a lifetime ban from cycling, and in time, I think he knew that he was ultimately going to confess, and that's what he did. You know, he did something here today that answers a lot of questions and gets everything off his back, and that, to him, has to feel like somewhat of a relief after denying it for so many years. To me, the legacy of Lance Armstrong, and this is something a lot of people have asked me, is Lance Armstrong was an inspiration. And I still hear a lot of people say that regardless of this, it's not the same as Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire using steroids. It's not the same thing, because he was an inspiration not only because of the dominance like those two, but he was an inspiration because of the fact that he battled back from such odds, and it didn't even have to be cancer. The fact that it was cancer is something that affects a lot of people, whether you have cancer, whether you're someone who knows someone that has cancer, whatever. It's an inspirational story, and just to be able to battle back from that and compete, it was an incredible feat. It really was, and I can't tell anyone that says that I really still think that Lance Armstrong's an inspiration because of his work with coming back from cancer and all the money he's made giving back to cancer. I can't tell anyone that he's not an inspiration. I can say that if you only care about him because of his athletic ability, then maybe that's something you need to rethink, because at this point we find out that his athletic ability was unnaturally enhanced. And in the end, it comes down to, what is your take on steroids? For me, I'm not saying that Lance Armstrong didn't work hard as hell, because you don't just show up, take juice up right before a steroid or right before a race, and ultimately you can bike uphill for miles upon miles upon miles. All the conditioning, I understand that he still worked his ass off and was one of the hardest working athletes over the past 10 years. But in the end, to me, cheating's cheating. Whether everyone in cycling, which it seems like pretty much everyone was, whether they were all doing it, it really doesn't change my opinion on Lance Armstrong, the cyclist. Cheating is cheating. He still did some great things in terms of the cancer, and to me that can never be discounted. All the money he made for cancer. Do I view him as an inspiration because of the odds that he's battled back from? Now that it came out that he cheated, no, I really don't, because Lance Armstrong, to me, it kind of waters down the story and makes you want to. It's just like another one of those deals where you thought something was amazing and you thought it was a great story, and it doesn't turn out to be all that you thought it was. Do I still have tremendous respect for what he's done with the Livestrong charity? Yes, I do. And I think he's done some tremendous things with the Livestrong charity, promoting that through Nike and everything. He's done some tremendous things, and Lance Armstrong will forever, really regardless of this announcement, be one of the most controversial love-hate relationships we have with an athlete, because of the battle back from cancer and then the pure dominance he displayed in the sport after getting back from cancer. Lance Armstrong admits to performance-enhancing drugs. What do you guys think about this? Because I know a lot of people have a lot of differing opinions on it. For now, though, I'm Tim Kelly. This is The Real Sports Talk. See you guys later.